Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 25th of April to the 1st of May 2016. We've been in the first aspect of Mercury retrograde since the beginning of April, and this week we will see Mercury turn retrograde on Thursday. So as usual, it's a 3-stage process. Since the beginning of April and right up until Wednesday, we've been in phase 1, the direct phase. So have a look at anything that's come up during these 3 weeks. This will be to do with the way that we think, the way that we're fixed, the way that we're stubborn, the way that we try to create security from the outside, and the way that we try to make solid plans of our thoughts, put them into action through productivity, and whether that's working for us or not. So we're coming out of the full moon in Scorpio, which is often the most powerful full moon of the year, and shows us where we need to go deep within and find our empowerment to reconnect with the magic and to clear out our subconscious magnetic waters so that we're not attracting to ourselves unnecessary drama or negativity, to face the fears and to purge ourselves of anything that we're repressing deep inside. And this full moon was a month after the last eclipse. So often an eclipse can deliver its message a month later, so you may have had an eclipse type feeling to this one as well. Sudden change, sudden realization. And as a result of exploring this, we've shown more clearly what we do value, what we do care about, and what we do love. Because Taurus is a sign of love, it's unity, it's the second sign of the zodiac, and this is 2 elements coming together, it's bonding, it's unity, it's love. It's a very heartfelt sign that knows how to care deeply. The benefit of this is presence. We can be very present in the moment. But the difficult side of that is we can sometimes get locked into a state of being, be a bit too present, and not be able to see some of the alternatives. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're wrapping up the first phase of Mercury retrograde in Taurus. Have we been stuck in a certain way of thinking? Are we being a bit too restricted? Are we being a bit too stubborn? And do we need to start to open up our mind to alternative solutions? So Mercury retrograde is all about changing perspective. So like I say, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, what's come up? Where do we need to change our perspective? Where have we not been seeing things through the eyes of reality? And this phase has been backed up also by Neptune-Saturn square. So Saturn wants to build on core strength, and Neptune can often want to retreat into a sense of fantasy. So there's a difficulty there with Neptune. We might have been shown some reality of where we've been building fantasy castles in the air and where we need to come back to our core strength. But the other aspect of that would be, where do we need to be more in our imagination? Where do we need to create from the larger space rather than restricted thinking? So all of these aspects have 2 sides to themselves, and they're all going on at the same time. By the time we get to Thursday, we have Mercury turning, so that may be a day of confusion or plans going awry. People have a very funny view of Mercury retrograde, as if it's personally having a go at them. But it's necessary change, so keep a loose diary on Thursday. You might be able to see things start to turn around, get different realizations, and it's very much with the Taurian energy about self-worth and strengthening ourselves on the inside, coming home to the heart of the matter and expressing more deeply and more presently what we truly value on the core level, creating stronger bonds. This works very well then by the weekend, because we have Venus going into Taurus. So really a journey to the heart there, a journey to love ourselves, to the heart centre, to treat ourselves as we'd like others to treat us, and to reconnect with that inner warmth and that inner nourishment. That's what Venus in Taurus, Venus at home in Taurus, is all about. So to sum up, a confusing week with the Saturn square Neptune easing off now, but there's been a pull there between reality and fantasy, or restrictive rational thought versus the power of the imagination. So that could have played out either way or both at the same time, depending on what you're going through. Mercury retrograde turning on Thursday, so what's come up since the beginning of April is now up for revisal. Can we be present and yet have the perspective of everything and see the whole picture? And can we be strong enough on a core level to be able to change our mind without fear of losing ourselves? And then Venus into Taurus at the end of the week, coming back to ourselves, knowing our heart, knowing our strength, and being able to go in and make those necessary changes. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week. Taurus is a beautiful time to get out in nature and appreciate the changing of the seasons. And this applies to astrology because much astrology is taught in a clinical psychological fashion. But the astrology that I like to work with and to teach is very earth-centred, very geocentric, and we can actually learn about astrology by getting out and walking through each of the signs. So we can see the Taurian energies all around us, stop and smell the roses, appreciate the sun coming through the new fresh buds on the trees, and really connect with that green earth energy. If you'd like to learn more about astrology, then I have a number of ways that you can do that. I have a full astrology course, which can be done as separate modules or over a 1 to 3 year period in totality. And I have some lunar cycle planning modules, Celtic Feng Shui, which is how to work with the elements and the sun and the moon within your home and within your space, and a tarot trilogy, how to learn tarot, which I see as the same as astrology. It's the visual aspect of astrology if you work with those two together. I also have an online Facebook group, which is a private area. You don't have to be a Facebook person. You can set up a private profile that no one else can see and still come and join in. We post up our charts and we see what's happening for us with the current aspects, as well as discussing many other esoteric subjects. So that's a worldwide opportunity there to come in and join a sacred space. And of course, if you'd like a one-to-one, I'm available in London or over Skype to explore your chart one-to-one and to get to know your soul plan. So for any of those, please do contact me, zoehines7@gmail.com.